And greetings, welcome to the Blackworth Crosscut edition of the Dwarf Fortress tutorial / Let's Play series that I'm going to be posting on the gaming channel. Hopefully I will have a little bit more time now because my exams are over with and nobody will be killing me. killing me. And pardon me if I'm gonna cough sometimes because my my thing is not going so well, so it's going like this. You know, some exams are better than others. Anyhow, first thing you're gonna do is I would recommend, because I'm gonna be using the Masterworks Dwarf Fortress download. So just type in Google Dwarf Fortress Masterworks, download it, install it into a file as such. Just make a file and then install this. You should get these files, and then what you're gonna do is you're gonna go to Dwarf Fortress. Whoops, no. Masterworks Dwarf Fortress, and then you're gonna whoa, totally wrong. Sorry. Double click on settings. Alright, so once you double clicked on the settings, you will be able to see this little interface. Now this interface is basically your settings and all that. Make sure the tile set is set to Phobius. I think it's the best tile set. People, you might switch this. You might just click on this until you go round and around and see which tile set you like best. Here is all the settings. Usually don't touch any as far as I'm concerned except for the tile set. You will mess around with these later. Population cap is how many people can have like your fortress will have. Maximum childs, weather, yes. Just keep everything like pretty standard. I say it would make it a lot easier. First thing you're gonna do is you're gonna open up, go down here, and you're gonna see there's a tab called Sound Sense. Click on that, and it should open up a black screen, and then it should open up this sort of thing. This sort of thing is Sound Sense. Sound Sense is a way to add even more audio to the game so that you will actually hear bashing, screaming, yelling when shit is going on, because sometimes, like in my last fort, I was running at like a quarter of a FPS or something. I was running at 9 FPS, so sometimes you would want to like designate a bunch of stuff and then just run the game in the background for a few minutes, you know, check on it every once in a while, make sure your dwarves are doing the shit that you asked them to do, and that's about it. Make sure you go to pack update and you update it, and then you restart it and update it again. Mine is fully updated as far as I know, so we're good to go. Next thing you're going to click is the therapist. You're going to open up the therapist. It should open up a little screen like this, and this screen should be your mainstay, because that screen is very useful for how do I say, for having well, basically dwarves. Anyhow, sorry I have the recording stuff in the background. I just want to make sure that it's recording, because I know last time it took I think a tiny pixel. I think it took the timer in the bottom right screen. It was really weird. Anyway, once that is all set up, and of course, you know, if you really want to, you can like really modify a lot of shit, but leave it standard, please. And I'll click Play Dwarf Fortress. Once you start up the game, it's gonna open up another screen. If it's gonna open up within the next millennia or 100 trillion bazillion years. So as you can see, it starts up the music program in Sound Sense. Dwarf Therapist is going to initialize. It should open up this. This is DF Hack. Hack is very important for the simple reason that sometimes things happen ridiculous and you want to like either unfuck something or, you know, do something. So hack, you'll learn how to use, really self-explanatory. Type ls, it'll show you all the commands, and you could be like freaking, I don't know, slay all your creatures of a given race, name the race, and it'll kill all the like, I don't know, the freaking goblins or something if you had an ambush within the first 5 minutes of the game, and it's ridiculous. This seems like a tiny screen, but you could just double click on it. It's going to expand it into a nice full screen view. FPS is shown at the top. Now, when you first launch the game, you will not have this screen. You will not have create new world, You will not have continue playing. You will have create new world. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna click create new world standard. I recommend doing this just for the sake of getting you guys started with the recording and with how to play the game. It will lag. You see, it's like it looks like it's not responding. Don't worry, it's just processing. Because trust me, this game takes a lot more processing and freaking memory power than you think. Then you hit escape. No, usually I like a large world size with a lot of biome. History, put it on short or very short because you don't want all the civilizations to die. The rest is like up to you. Mineral occurrence, just for the sake of the tutorial, I will put it everywhere. I like it on everywhere because sometimes you're really constrained of what you have in the ground. And it sometimes gets really weird when you have to import millions of tons of freaking metal just to get your basic armor going. And the rest is like maximum savagery, maximum beasts, maximum number of sites. How about it? So then you hit Y and go. Now it's going to start generating worlds. It might reject a bunch, it might create a bunch. It's going to take a while, and it might show the non-responding. So just let it do its thing. As you can see, it's generating rivers. It's generating deserts, grasslands. These are marshes, if I'm correct. These are like swamps. Mountain areas. These, if I'm correct, are wastelands. Wastelands are really not fun to be in. Deserts are okay because you got so much sand you can make everything out of glass. And also, it's just mentioning in deserts, really hard to find coal. So you're most likely gonna have to dig down into the caves and spoiler alert, and find trees. Anyhow, just waiting for this thing to get done, and once it is done, I will tell you a bit more about how do you play the game. The game is fairly difficult to understand because of the keys. I wish I could have like a little thing here that will show you exactly what keys I'm pressing and in what order. But do not worry about that. Right now, it's very important that the individuals just get the basic concept of the game, because everything is kind of self-explained on the right of the screen anyway. So now it's just placing all the civilizations, and now it's creating the history of the world. The history being like, the civilization conquered this one, the civilization created this city. As you can see, the door is like, I forgot which race. The little chests here, as you can see, changed color. And now they're all pink. This might be an empire. And you see it's going all the way. And it's just generating a history of the world. You can actually, what is really amazing with this game is you can actually read the precise history of every single character that ever lived inside the game. Every single village will have its own history. Every single city will have its own history. Every single god has its own thing. The gods are sometimes randomly generated as well. There's generic gods, but there's some gods that are pretty badass, I think. Purple stuff is evil. Don't go there unless you're a real expert and you're expecting to get your ass kicked. Because I will not go here. I tried once and I got murdered by zombie mammoths, if I'm correct. It was a horde of zombie mammoths. Not fun. And apparently they built a city random smack, 2 cities smack in the middle of it. Really courageous people. So this is the Age of Legends, and so it's almost done. Once it's done, it's gonna save the world. And once that is done, almost done, finalizing, there you go. You can move around the world and check it out. Arrow keys and hold down shift while using the arrow keys to move 10 times faster, 10 squares at a time. But right now it's very important to you to accept, so just hit enter. Now it's going to save all these units. There's currently 18,483 people living on the world, and don't worry, most of them are going to die. Either I'm going to kill them, or either they're going to die. Like, die. So, and also if you can hear the faint music in the background, it's the music of the sound sense. So, almost done, almost done. There you go. Now it's synchronizing the folders. Just give it a minute. It's always going to give you just not responding. If it's going to crash, it's going to tell you it's going to crash. It's going to stay like this for like a good 10 minutes, and then you're going to be like, yeah, it crashed. And it's really annoying when it crashes because all the shit you did do is now undone. It's going to take a minute. I really need to turn off the Skype thing. Don't worry, any minute, boys, any minute. I'm gonna have to start talking about McDonald's new poutine. I guess I'm gonna talk about that while we wait because like I have the pamphlet here. It's amazing. No, wait a minute. This is Domino's. What the fuck am I talking about? Oh God, I really need to find better fillers. Don't worry, this loading sequence should be done. There you go. Finally, thank God. Okay. So now you will have not continue playing, you'll have play Masterworks version 4, and you just hit that. Now I'm going to teach you really quickly the Legends screen. Adventurer is like you're one guy, you're going around getting quests, killing dragons, blah blah blah. Legends, if you fire that up, it will open up a screen that will show you the history of the world, and some of it is pretty hilarious and some of it is pretty stupid as well, but that's what the mainstay of the game is, and you would love to watch it, trust me, because some of the civilizations, I think one goblin civilization was called the Incestuous Family, and it was like really funky. Anyhow, you will go down, so historical figures. So here is historical figures. D means death, and if they don't have a birthday, then that means that they were created by the gods at the beginning of time. So here is the male red dragon, and here is its red dragon. He was one of the only ones of his kind. Is associated with wealth, fire, young, blah blah blah. This character actually exists in the game. And as you can see, you can follow his entire history. So in early spring, he devoured and tortured this guy in this place. Outrage, or rage, whatever. Anyhow, you can just go around here, and also if you really want, you could just take a look at the historical maps. And by hitting your plus and minus keys, you can see how the civilizations spread over time. And as you can see, this is the year 120. So as you can see here, there's some border conflicts going on. Here, there's a lot of border conflict. I don't know why all the civilizations are in the Arctic, it seems. Like, look, this island is desolate. This island is, like, desolate, desolate, desolate. And in the south here, in the frickin' deserts, you have a bunch of civilizations. Oh, wow, here it's a real clusterfuck. Okay, whatever. Let's see, who's here, actually? So we got the Froggy Brides, the Squeezling Flags. Okay, whatever. And then you can look at civilizations and other entities. So the Bronze Dens, the Hot Poets, the Flowering Devils, the Slots, the Nation of Equaling. So you can just look for the funniest names ever. The Plague of Nuts. So if you're really interested in like maybe even writing a story on something, you know, you can just randomly generate worlds until you find the bits and pieces you need, and you can like literally write a story out of it. Anyway, let's start with Dwarf Fortress. So you hit enter and play this, and you hit enter on Dwarf Fortress. And now I need to remember not to skip anything, because if I skip anything, you guys are gonna start murdering me, because I might have skipped something hyperly important. Now I just need to wait for this to load because my recording software is sucking up all the power. Alright, so you will start with this screen. Okay, let's go in step by step, like I don't miss anything. This big square here is the world. It's a little stretched up, but that's because you have it in full screen. This square is equivalent to this. And then this little square here is equivalent to this. Now, where you want to settle your fort depends on the circumstances you want to play as and the difficulty. So let's go down and like try to find a really nice swampy marshland, or someplace with a lot of it's nice to go into a warm biome, even though it's yellow, because there's absolutely no risk of the water freezing. So over here, as you can see, there's like 4 rivers like splitting off in 4 different directions. It might be a pretty place to start in. So I guess I'm gonna start in there. So basically what I just did I will show you how it works in a second. So first thing you're gonna look is this little region here. You're gonna move it with the UMKH keys. You're gonna move this local area up and left, and then after that, what's gonna happen is you're gonna expand it by holding down Shift and hitting UMKH until you expand it to the size you want. Now I chose this size. It might lag your computer, but I know my computer can handle a 6x6 pretty okay. So that is how you do that. Now another very important thing is by hitting F1, F2, you see view biomes. So F1 we have the Mires of Smiling, which is basically saltwater swamps. And then we have more saltwater swamps on the other side of the river. So that is what we're going to have to deal with. If you hit Tab, you will go through the neighbors. Neighbors is all the people that are around you, and if you have a red line, you're at war with them. One very important thing here too is that to look at how many trees you have, vegetation, and their surroundings. Wilderness is really good. That means there's not many deadly animals. Here you're gonna see the types of soil. So there's plenty of metals, plenty of clay and stuff, so you can make a lot of items. Your civilization. This is like okay, you know. You use your plus and minus keys on the number pad to choose your civilization. There's only 2 in the north right now. The Sins of Malice and the Lenses of Midnight. I'm gonna go with the Sins of Malice because they're the smaller one. If you hit Tab again, you will look at the height, which is the elevation. Pretty flat. I think it's a little bit higher on the. I think it's lower on the left side. Cliffs. These are how many cliffs they are per square. So you're gonna see like how steep it is, and then you're back to normal. Once you're all done and set, you can just hit E. And it will tell you yes, you selected a bigger area. Hit enter. Now you can choose any type of template. These templates are like we're playing DWARF Fortress right now. You can play anything basically. So you can just go down, up, military squad, dock and dogs, whatever. For new players, simple start. Let's click on that one just to see what they start with. So you start with a miner and a mason, a miner mechanic, a miner carver, a lumberjack / carpenter, a brewer cook, butcher tanner, an architect, farmer, armorer, and caretaker, and another farmer. I would actually like decrease the farming skill a bit. And if you want to decrease the farming skill, you go down your dwarves. You go to the right until your little icon is your little thing there. It's on the right side. You go down to a skill, and you hit the plus and minus keys on the number pad. So this start is actually pretty decent because you have 3 miners to do stuff with. So what's gonna happen now is don't hit embark yet. You're gonna have a lot of things to do. So just hit Tab, and it'll show you the items. Just check them over real quick. You don't need a lot of items, honestly. Whoops. Okay. Big thing here. You're gonna need a. You're gonna really need a anvil if you want to manufacture metal, because you can make it at a stone workshop. Actually, yeah, we're gonna do that. Yeah, it's gonna make it a lot simpler than messing around in this screen. If you want, you could start with an anvil, which is basically because we have a lot of points. So to hit this screen, you hit Tab to go between your dwarves and your items. And then you hit N for new. New is something you're going to add. And then you go down all the way to anvils by using the arrow keys. Select your anvil, which is the iron one. They're very cheap. And you just hit enter. There you go. You have an iron one. If you want to bring 2 or 3, hit the plus key, the minus key. What else? So, basically what you see, you started with granite, we started with sewer brew, which is a type of booze, some axes, some plump helmets, and a bunch of stuff. On the right here is all the animals you could bring along that your civilization has on hand. You can just go to there with the right, by going to the right and going up and down and seeing what animals are available. Usually I like bringing a few dogs, so let's bring a badger dog. A badger dog. Oops, I mean a shaggy badger dog. Then after that, you can go up and you can go only you and a ram. And yeah, let's say that. So you can go up here and choose whatever animals you want. And I'm going to go further into detail in a little bit. But anyways, this start is actually really decent because you have everything already set up. You don't need to do anything here. I already showed you how to change items and how to do the things, but the most valuable things you're going to need is chopping axes to chop down trees, picks to dig into the dirt, a type of seed. Plump helmets will do fine, but I like better above ground farms because they take less time. And that's basically your really dead minimum, as well as the anvil. Then after that, you need to bring some brew with you. So you're gonna bring some food, which is plump helmet, and you could bring some drink as well, which is sewer brew or pickleberry wine. All you have to do is hit N. Go to meat. I want to bring some meat. I want to bring I don't know, 25 meat. Then I want to go back and I want to add fish. So I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna add, I don't know, 10 fish. Hit N, go down. I want to add a new drink. I want to add stock whiskey. I'm gonna add 10 of those. There you go. So every time you add something, it's gonna add to the point system, and the points are gonna start decreasing until you reach 0. Usually, it's very recommended that you burn through all your points because you want to have enough food on hand to last you a while. So I'm just gonna pump up the whiskey all the way to the maximum. Oh, let's go with 60 whiskey here. I want to be self-sustaining until I can get my fort established. Let's see. What else? We have the chopper. We have the chopping axe. Let's add a few more little animals that you might want to have with us. Let's go with a mastiff. Yeah, let's go with a mastiff, and let's put everything else into meat. So this is really up to you, and how much you want to bring along and what you want to bring along. But most important thing: food, picks, axes, anvil, and that's really the dead minimum. Then after that, you bring food and whatever else you could find. You could bring even a set of armor if you really want to. So yeah. Now, before you hit anything, you must go to capital F, so Shift F, and this will be the name of your fortress. Now, it's very weird how it works. You have to choose either a front compound, a rear compound, adjective, another adjective, a hyphen, the something of something. So you don't need to have everything. So the Doom Rooms. I like that name, you know. The Doom Rooms, and I want to add something of, and I'm gonna go the Doom Rooms of. Yeah, you can just type by hitting E here. Let's go. Alright, you hit enter, and then after that you can go back up here, and there you go. This is gonna be Okbod Musus Trestrum, or it's gonna be the Doom Rooms of Destruction, and that's gonna be the name of my fortress, which is pretty cool. So once you have a name that is satisfactory, you can just hit escape when you're done. Now your group name, this is going to be the name of the people of your fort. So Shift G, and you're going to go to, the Volcanoes of Scorning. I'm going to change the ending to Scorching if I can. E, Score. Scorching. Scorching. There you go. So over here you have the volcanoes of Scorching. So I like that name. Hit escape. Now that everything is done, we can finally actually start playing the game. But before you do that, you might want to save this template. You know, you might want to always use this template or use the template that you designed. So you can just hit S for save, and you could call it, I don't know, whatever. Go back. Gonna call it freaking best start ever. You know, and hit enter, and there you go. It's saved. Now let's get her going. So I'm gonna hit E and embark, and that'll be the end of the first tutorial. If you have any questions, please post in the comments. I will try to respond ASAP. If I don't respond, please start spamming me and spamming in the comments. Either other Dwarf Fortress players are gonna give you a hand, or I might do an extra video. It depends on what's going on. So see you guys later.